Hey, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. I'm your host, Marley G, back at y'all another episode of Running With You. And on this episode of Running With You, we're going to switch things up and do something a little different, man. I got to talk about this show, His and Hers, on Netflix, man. We got to go ahead on and break this show down. I'm going to give my review of it. And spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the show yet or if you haven't finished it yet, I recommend y'all come back to this review once y'all done with it because I'm going to be giving away some spoilers due to my opinion of the show and a full review of it. So without further ado, let's go ahead on and get into it right now, man. His and Hers, big hit show on Netflix right now. Everybody's been talking about it. I finally went on ahead on and watched it, and man, it had me on the edge of my seat the whole time, man. Every episode leaves you wanting more. These one of these shows where you'll binge watch in one day if you got the time. And I think I finished it in like 4 days. I was even watching it at work during my little breaks. You really like a show when you don't really watch too much of shows at work, but you watch certain ones at work that you just can't wait to get home to. But yeah, man, this one it had me by the balls, man. I ain't gonna lie. But let's go ahead on and get into the review. Overall, I think the show was very good. I think it was very gripping, but I do think we gotta talk about the plot holes. I do think we gotta get into the characters. Let's start with the first character, Anna. Tessa Thompson, she did a phenomenal job in this role. I believe she played it very well. She's always been a good actress to me, but Anna character, let's go ahead on and start with the plot holes that I got gripes with about the show. The very beginning of the show, it make you think that Anna is really trying to cover something up. Like she either is the killer or she know who the killer was and trying to cover up for the killer. And it really makes you believe that, you know, false foreshadowing is going on. Like I can't stand when shows do false foreshadowing. And foreshadowing is basically showing you something subtle, whether it's an object or somebody making a facial expression, and is kind of telling you, beforehand, oh yeah, this is going to be key into something that we're going to reveal later. And I just ain't understand the reason for this. Like sometimes shows do false foreshadowing, and what I call false foreshadowing is like it was no need to do that. You're just doing that for the sake of content. You're just doing that for the sake of, maybe this character is the actual killer. In a lot of these series, when it comes to finding the who done it, this happens a lot. But this show right here took the cake. Like this show did that times 10. And like I say, the first opening clip, she was like throwing away things, getting things, seeming like she was just, hiding things or whatever before she left. Didn't really make no sense to me. The apartment was a wreck already. It didn't really make no sense. Then on top of that, Anna character, a lot of people like the character, but to me, she was a terrible person. She was very manipulative. She was very conniving. She was very, narcissist, just self-centered, like all that. She gave her husband her word on she wouldn't tell who done it for the story or whatever for the husband's sake. But I think that I think the man was trying to keep that, under wraps because he slept with the girl, Jack. But for the most part, she went back on her word with that, and she slept with Lexi's husband. Lexi, who turns out to be Catherine. We're gonna get to her soon, but she slept with her husband. Like, what reason did she need to sleep with her husband for? At first, I thought that was, a girl who did something to her in the past too, who messed over her. But she didn't know that was Catherine. She thought that was just a person named Lexi, you know. So not only are you sleeping with a married man, you sleeping with a married man of someone you know. Now y'all might have some catty things going on at work. Y'all might have, competition going on at work, but was it really necessary to sleep with her husband? Like, come on, man. Like, that was low. That was low. Like, it's something about a woman that cheats that I can't stand, especially a woman that's, cheating on you, and even a woman that's cheating with you knowing that you're in a relationship. So I think that was bad. And then after she had sex with Jack in the truck, she had like a smirk on her face. Another false foreshadowing. What was the reason of that smirk? It was almost like, okay, she had sex with him to reel him in so she can manipulate him to do what? For what? It was no reason for that. It was literally no reason for that. Now I understand she's an emotional wreck. You know, she lost her daughter or whatnot. Um, but she really emotional wreck from what happened with her as a teenager on her 16th birthday. Like that was just diabolical. With the grape scene, with the friends with Rachel, like even singing happy birthday during it happening. Now the only thing I didn't like about that, which is another plot hole, is that's not even common. Like how niche is that? Like that's just unrealistic. Like how many women is going to get paid by another man to grape their friend? You know, like even if it was Catherine, like a woman just wouldn't do that. That's just so unrealistic to me. Unless Rachel became a sex trafficker or something when she grew up, then I could be like, okay, cool, I understand. But she was just a shitty person. But I don't even think a shitty person would stoop that low. You know, just for some money. You know, it wasn't even a lot of money like that. So I think that they were just trying to do something. Once again, just doing something for the sake of having some type of shocking thing for the series. Um, let's get to the mother Alice, who was actually the killer. Um, the way it was revealed that she was the killer when she was like, oh, in killing people. Oh, that was just so gripping. It was just, god damn, boy. You felt something in your soul when she said that. But I don't like the fact that they revealed it like that in the letter while she already there with her detective husband. Enough for her to get sent to jail right there. Like, come on, man. Like, I think she could have wrote that letter after she passed some way, somehow, and she left that letter to her so she could have some closure. Or even better, she found out she was the killer by certain subtle items that she just forgot to do away with, you know, and then she just put two and two together, and then she found out, but she kept it from Jack to protect her mother. I think that would have been better, you know, little subtle mistakes that she just forgot to cover up all her tracks. The foot in the mud, like her bare feet is literally on the mud in the crime scene, and nobody batted an eye about that. And she said it in the thing, but once again, I think the film was just being lazy or whatever. She also had on her robe. That robe wasn't found. She also had to get there, so she didn't. Her vehicle had to be around, you know, unless she just caught some type of bus or Uber or something. But just a lot of plot holes, man. Just a lot of plot holes. But for the sake of entertainment, the series was good. I actually did enjoy it. I think Lexi being Catherine, that was a good twist at the end. But at the end of the day, another plot hole. Nobody could figure out that was really Lexi. Like Lexi, well, nobody could figure out that was Catherine. Like Catherine grew up in this town too. Yes, she lost weight, she changed her hair, but nobody could figure out that's Catherine. Like, come on, man. This is a small town. I could see if it was a big city, but this is a small town where everybody know everybody. You know? What else? What else? It's so many plot holes in this. How the hell could the mother planted the evidence at that house for Anna? Or did Lexi and Richard planet have that at the house waiting for her already? You know, and how did the mother get to the house? You know, like it's just a lot of plot holes that I think, you know, wasn't really thought out well. You know, a lot of false foreshadowing, a lot of stuff that didn't make sense. I think they could have went in a different direction with a lot of different things, but for the most part, it was good. Jack, his character was good. I knew he wasn't the person of interest. Now, at first, I thought, okay, well, maybe Jack killed one person, and then Anna killed another person, and then the mama killed another person. So everybody like single-handedly had their hand in something. At first, I thought it was something like that, but I think Jack was he could have just rid himself from all accusations in the beginning of the film, like, oh, yep, I knew this woman. I just had sex with her. But, usually when a woman dies and there's fresh semen in her, that usually is the killer right there. And I guess by him being a detective and by she being married, he didn't want that look on his name as the supposedly respectable detective that you could trust, sleeping with a married woman, uh having that on your name, by she was the last one you was with, that she was with before, right before she died. Like, he didn't want to be walking around with that shame. So I can understand why he didn't say it, but come on, man, you gotta go ahead on and give it up. His actual partner, she was doing her job a lot, and I could understand a lot of people were probably watching this show and got aggravated with her, especially when she finally wanted to bring Jack in. The timing, and of course the timing of her shooting Catherine right before it happened. She just standing there. Catherine got the gun, and she just gets shot right before it happened. And it's crazy how she got picked up by all the police, and she shot Catherine, herself, despite getting picked up with all the police, and they supposed to have been traveling to the house. Like, it's just a lot of stuff, man. Like, you ain't hear the police coming in, see no flashing lights. Like, come on, man. What else? Who else character? Oh yeah, Jack. When he was having sex with the girl, it was another flashback that he hit her or something like that. Where did that come from? Like, was that a made up flashback, or like again, false foreshadowing? But if y'all could help me, fill out all these things to make it make sense, go ahead on and put it down in the comment section. But I will rate his and hers. I will rate it a good 7.5 out of 10. It was very good. It was very good. Very entertaining. I must say, very entertaining. If you like his and hers, you probably are like the Residents on Netflix as well. If you like whodunit series, is with a detective trying to solve a murder that happened in the White House, and she keeping all the suspects within the White House until she figure out the who's the suspect. Like, it was very good. Other than that, man, yeah, man, I like Jack's character. I definitely gotta watch out. I definitely gotta check out The Punisher, but I definitely liked him in Walking Dead. He was played by Shane. So ever since then I became a fan. But yeah, man, Jack's sister, she was pretty shitty as well. Don't know who her child's father is. Very shitty mother, leaving her child at home alone, always drunk. And she was friends with Rachel, and that stuff had happened. And that was, again, another bad foreshadowing. Well, this is why I think that she told Jack, oh, you don't know who Anna is. I think she thought Anna was the killer this whole time, and she was coming back for revenge. So she probably was thinking Anna was the killer, especially after the Asian girl got killed, because she thought Anna did it because Anna was kind of implying that, So that's what I just think. But other than that, man, it was a very good show. I definitely recommend you watching, even if you watch this whole review and you got the spoiled events happen for you. I still think you should go ahead on and check it out, because maybe you've seen something I haven't seen, and maybe you could connect the dots better and things will make more sense to you. But other than that, man, it was a very good show. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, what you're waiting on. And if you would like for me to review more things and react to more shows, go ahead on and let me know in the comment section or the email, nocapnofilter7@gmail.com. Until next time, I'm out.